All right. So, episode 8 of the Blue Capital podcast. So,
It feels good to be back.
it feels good, you
Let me tell
know.
you. I missed last
Marcel
week.
was cool, you know. I mean, no shade, no shade, but you know, I like our flow on how we get this going. So the topic that we're really gonna touch base on is confidence when it comes to trading.
Okay.
I feel like this plays the most important role of all trading, because when people get in, the most easiest thing when it comes to trading and knowing when to use the market execution or like the pending orders, executing on a trade. The most easiest thing is to press a button and select whatever lot size that you want to use, right? Mm-hmm. But the hardest thing to maintain is gaining that confidence behind that trade that you just entered, right? Mm-hmm. And sticking to it. So majority, I would say like 65%, people are not swing traders. They're not. So when you have new people coming into a trade and they're asking you, especially if you've been trading for a very long time, and they're asking you, should I keep holding on to this pair? You know, like, do you think it's gonna reach the TP3 area? Like, you know, and in your back of your mind, it's just like, I know, like, they're just beginning, and it's just kind of like, man, if they just develop the patience and, you know, having their own analysis that they could be confident and rely on as well, not just, you know, like, yeah, this is a trade idea, all the homework is already, you know, completely done, the analysis is completely done, so it really comes to you if you want to take it or not. And then to build that confidence, that's the most crucial thing.
I agree, but it also comes with the emotional standpoint and over leveraging and whatnot. When you have people that are curious about, oh, should I hold?
Yeah.
They either don't recognize the trend and the actual trade, or they're over leveraged, or it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one reason why I always preach demo as long as possible, so you can gain those confirmations and that confidence in your trade. You know, so like I've challenged people when I've talked to them offline. You know, if you do demo, take your $3,000, start with the minimum, turn that to $50,000. If you could turn it to $50,000, and you can do it consistently, you're ready. You know what I mean? So when that happens, you're gaining and you're practicing and you're practicing. I mean, we sit here and talk about practice like it's Allen Iverson, but no, it means a lot. You know, whatever you need to do, whether it's just trend lines, which are basic, or support, resistance, etc. You know, making this as easy as possible is the best thing, and gaining as many confirmations as you can. Then you can start eliminating as you get better and better. You find the real confirmations that mean the most.
Yeah. So I know we're on live right now. So for everyone that's on live right now, if you have any questions, put your questions in that question box that you guys see there, so that we could gladly answer those for you. So what we're talking about is confidence. And just like how you just, you know, mentioned about building up, you know, your confirmations while you're getting into a trade. Like, I feel like every trade for any new person, or even especially people that's been trading for a while, or for the people that have known about Forex for a while, right? You know, and they feel like, yeah, they get down to the whole basic concept of it, right? But like, for the people that have been trading for a while, right, I feel like it's really a natural habit for people to be documenting their trades from the entry point. Start to journal, like, why do you see this pair going long? Why do you see this going short? If you're looking to a lot of fundamentals, like, you know, especially with our economy, like, why do you feel like this pair is going to go long compared to the pair that you don't see that's going long at all? Like, you know, so you want to start to break those down, and from your entry point, you know, keeping your emotions. So that should be like your second confirmation. 3, you know, focus on other things, like, or keep alerts. So you're not monitoring your phone or your computer, or checking your computer like every 5 minutes. You want to eliminate those habits, and that's how you're gonna really like start to build up that confidence. So when you're placing a trade, you know where you got your trade. You got a good entry. You're not worrying about the emotion. You've already documented and journaled why you got into this trade position, and now you could actually break it down. When you break it down, it becomes so much clearer, and then it becomes stress-free, because when you start to trade and it becomes so stress-free, and you have that confidence, you won. The moment that you lose that confirmation and you lose that confidence, that's it. You already lost.
Right.
Don't even try to say like you could redeem, because just focus on the next move.
Right. No, I think having that confidence with your own trades, like for me, my best L's that I like taking are the ones that are my own.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, if I'm taking a signal, I don't necessarily know exactly everything that you're seeing, or or maybe Cameron's seeing. But when I'm seeing the charts the way I'm seeing it, I want to sit there and I'm like, hey, I had 7 confirmations, or I had 5 confirmations, and they're major. It's going to hit TP. It's going to hit TP.
Yep.
And then it's like, if it hits TP, great. I just defeated a monster.
Yeah.
Right? I went against the market on that trade, and I beat the market. But if I take a L on it, if I take a loss, then, of course, it gives me the ability of going back and saying, well, where did I mess up? What did I learn from, right? But it's not as bad as taking an L off of a different trade from somebody else, because it's all on you. It's on your shoulders. It's that ability of knowing, hey, I'm gonna beat this thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I find it kind of a huge challenge for me. It's like Michael Jordan going against the Monstars.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, let's get this. I take an L. I'm not sitting there.
Yeah. And it's just like
it's kind of funny.
Like, I feel like, especially when it comes to trading, it's also like, building yourself as a character as a whole. Like, you're fixing your flaws, you're capping what you lost, and then you're adjusting to how you could make that better. So then you're building that confidence. So it's just like kind of like the staircase to success, right? You might trip, you might, go off the railing, but the only way for you to be to see success and progress is to keep going up that staircase, right? So you are going to go through trials and errors. Like, people are not going to just come in and expect that they're going to be very confident in the market when they really don't even know what's going on. Like, you have to fail before you could build confidence.
Right.
Like, that's the only way. You can't just say like, yeah, I'm confident, or I'm taking a trade idea from someone and you're looking at it and you seeing completely different. If you see completely different, just ask the person, what do you see? Like, if you agree with it, cool. So then now you could build your confidence on your analysis and your own confirmations and go from there.
Right.
Because a lot of people just get so lost when they're like, yeah, this is a trade idea, it's definitely going down. But there's no breakdown. There's no, okay, what am I seeing from the month, or even the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour? If you're not able to break down those time frames, you're not going to get confidence on why you're entering into a setup.
Right.
So, and then it just becomes like you're just entering because it looks good, right?
Right.
So just because like a position might come down to a high-low target area doesn't mean that that's really confirmed that is going to be a continuation to the upside. Like, we got to see a confirmation of where a reversal is going to happen, then execute, then be confident, place a stop profit if it doesn't go your way, so you can secure your entry. And that is how you will gain confidence and be like, all right, like, I got this entry, I put a stop profit in there, perfect. And then you just keep building from there, because every reputation that you're building when it comes to trading, you're building. And people got to keep saying that to themselves. You're building. People don't become a really great trader overnight. It's going to take a process, it's going to take time, and then you're holding yourself accountable for it, and then sky's the limit.
So when you started in your early years, what would you say would be a good amount of confirmations to use to allow yourself to become confident?
I honestly gave myself 5 confirmations. First, I like to look where to identify where is the trend, right? Where is the trend? Am I looking for a short position or a long position? When I first started, I was always looking for short positions. So I was more like typical day trader, right? So I was looking only for short positions, focusing with, confirmations for indicators that I was using. And 2, I started to become more aware of how the market started to move, right? Seeing how market structure started to move. Where's my highs and where's my lows? Where's my support? Where's my resistance? So that plays a crucial level. Knowing where to mark up my fibs from a high to a low, or from a low to a high, and then perfecting on my entries. So eventually, I start to see that market structure begins to make a pattern. History tends to repeat itself, right? Then I start eliminating like the fibs. Start eliminating, sometimes using, I tend to use the trend lines from time to time, and then start focusing to how candle is coming to, where is price coming to. If I'm seeing liquidity coming down to a certain area and just preparing for a bigger push, back testing and seeing all that. So when I first started, it was all indicators, as my confirmations. But now that I could say is that it honestly took me at least a year and a half. A year and a half, just able to start to look at the charts, completely naked. I wanted to really test myself that, all right, I know everyone in the world that gets into trading focus on the millions of candlesticks that's out there. We all could agree there's millions of candlesticks, but let's be realistic. Not everyone is gonna stay and monitor every candle that's being formed, and that's just the truth. So what I look for is just 4 crucial candles. I either look for bullish engulfing candles, evening, and morning stars. Those are the only 4 candle structure that I actually pay attention to, right. And that's it. So, and now I look at where the market structure is. So then I look at the higher time frames, because we all know the higher time frames are the most accurate. So and then I like to dissect it and break it down. So and then I could have in my journal, and breaking it all down, all right, what do I see in a monthly time frame? It's in a high-low support position. So we're going to be looking for this month as an uptrend. So then we're going down to the week. What is the week looking like? If it aligns to what the month time frame is looking like, perfect. That's my second confirmation. And I'm going down to my daily, right? So daily, now we're focusing where the market structure, where we're going to be focusing on our entry. So looking from the daily to the 4 hour and the 1 hour becomes a very crucial 3 time frames that I really focus diving into. So I focus on the whole month, weekly, where the overall trend is, right? Then I focus on where to get those entries, right? So if I'm waiting to come down, I'm only want to be getting it into a support area if I'm looking for buy opportunities. So allow the market to move. Once the market has gotten to my position, so this, it comes very crucial. We all get so excited, we're building this whole momentum, the whole confidence. We're like, yeah, I've been very, very patient, allowing the market structure to move, and it came down to my target area, right? Came down to my target area. Now you have this confidence. Now you're gonna plug in that entry, right? So what I like to do is I allow the market to go up at least like 20 pips, 20 or 30 pips, right? I place my stop profit at least 5 pips above my entry. And then when I see the momentum that still keep going, right, then I'll adjust my stop profit. So then I'm like, all right, perfect. Now I could sleep. I could do whatever that I want throughout the day. Since I am a swing trader, trading in the higher time frames, and then I could set and forget it. I know I could just talk about even like last night. Before we got off the session, yeah. We're like, yeah, all the British pound pairs are gonna drop down, all this and that, etc. We're like, yeah, cool. Woke up around almost like 3 in the morning. I was really confident that all of the targets that I gave out was gonna smash TP, which it did.
Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah, it did. And then I looked back. I was like, yeah. And then we looked at the indice pairs. I was like, okay, looking at all of the confirmations that we look for. I'm not going to say all that on here. If you join Blue Capital, you know the confirmation tools that I like to use. But I saw the confirmation. I was like, look, this is really on a nice clear resistance. There's also a gap within the market structure, and all the confirmation that we already to forehand see, it was just straight textbook. Smashed almost 2 of my take profits on 3 pairs on it. So catching almost at least more than, I think it was probably like 4,000 pips.
Yeah, I think TP2 was 2,800.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, so it was almost like 4,000 plus pips. Including the regular forex pairs that was sent out. Mm-hmm. So I was confident. I was chilling. I was in my bed. And I was like, the best part is seeing everyone making money alongside with me. I'm not eating by myself, because that's no fun.
Facts. And that gives us confidence too, like within Blue Capital, when the students get to share their testimonials and we get to see that they're making this bread, right?
Yeah.
That gives me confidence in ourselves that we're doing something right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the market creates confidence all around.
Yeah.
As long as you're on this roll and everything is going down, you're going to have a great trade. Everybody's winning, the community's winning, et cetera. So, I mean, overall, it's been a great past couple weeks.
Yeah.
And, it's just crazy. Like, I see this and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is happening. Like, everybody's winning. Even students that we've given them the confidence by teaching them and providing those tools.
Yeah.
To where they're doing their own thing. Some of them are doing their own thing right now.
And that's the whole point. Is just to make it very clear. To able to see where the trend is going, seeing where we're coming into low momentum of the trend, seeing where we're seeing exhaustion, right? Seeing where we're having confluence of where it's going to be starting a new trend. Like, to identify those things is building confidence, to know that you could look at a complete naked chart with nothing on it and be like, all right, I know where this is going.
Yep. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling, just sitting there watching it happen. I mean, to those that always are concerned, should we hold or should we close? Should we hold or should we close? I always say not necessarily don't ask that question, but think about it first, because it's your money. So if you want to risk it, risk it.
Yeah.
But if you don't and you're cool with the profits you have, I mean, get your slice of the $5.6 trillion industry. Get the 5.6 trillion. You get your little slice of that pie that day, right? Build up your account and compound it.
Yeah.
But the thing is you're gonna, if you lose out, you don't look at that as a downside. Like, oh, I should have held it until this. I should have held it to this. Because all that's gonna do is just, again, build that confidence that maybe I should, look further into the chart, feel better about where it's going, look at those higher time frames, et cetera, and understand how those time frames work.
Yeah.
I've had people that have asked me, well, what's the difference between all the time frames? And it's just consolidation. For the 1 hour chart, you're going to have a more consolidated 4 hour chart.
Yeah.
4 1 hour candles for every 1 4 hour candle. So, if you can understand that and see the bigger picture and just say, okay, well, if I see this on the 4 hour chart, I'm going to be holding this for a little while. It's not going to hit TP in 10 minutes, right? If that's the case, you should be scalping.
Okay. Yeah, we have a few questions here. Do you believe that we will be going into a recession in about 2 years? No. We might
a lot quicker.
We might be heading in a lot quicker. I highly suggest that you should start watching like the economy news and stuff like that. What will be the best strategy to even bounce back from a loss? No strategy. If you're bouncing back from a loss, I highly suggest that you take your situation away from the charts, reset your mindset into it's a very clear mindset that the fact is that you could accept that you lost and then come back and then have a whole complete new mindset, tackling the market in a whole different perspective. That's the only way, because if you're going right back into the markets with a huge loss and you're overthinking it, you already lost of finding potential new trade ideas. So I highly suggest that just go do something else that take your mind off it, to recollect and then back, and then the markets is always going to be there regardless. So it took me kind of like a while for me to understand that. The fact is that being a part of a big market there's always room to be making more money. No matter if you take 2 months off, a year off, 3 years, it's always going to be there. So you don't want to be chasing an opportunity where there's a big pool to be making money. The opportunity is always going to be there to present itself.
So, and to touch on that a little bit, if you try to bounce back from a loss immediately and you don't step back, that's where you get into what 2 episodes ago we talked about, revenge trading.
Yeah.
Right. So your mindset is, like you said, your mindset's not clear. You start revenge trading. You start trying to make back what you lost, and you're chasing trades. At that
and
point.
There's no confidence at all behind it.
Right.
You know, now you're just trading to get back what you lost.
Right. Real quick to touch on that recession question.
Yes.
I was actually, it was funny. I was watching a little bit of CNN earlier today, and I don't know if people understand that when we head into a recession, we have to have 3 down months. It's like a quarter long worth of a year before we actually hit what's considered an actual recession. So Donald Trump actually came out and said today that he will not mind keeping this trade war going with China if it actually puts us into a recession for 2 months, meaning that's a total of 5 months of a bad economy total. So I don't necessarily think that that's going to be 2 years. I think it's going to be a lot quicker. And in fact, our global recession is going to happen a lot sooner than we think anyway.
Like honestly, this is my best opinion. The way how everything is just being structured and how our economy is going, I really feel like it might probably happen in the month of December.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I just feel like that is just like the most important time where everyone is shopping, this and that. It's just the most perfect time for all that to happen. Around like November, December.
Or it could be when the next interest rates come out.
Yeah.
Because there's Donald Trump screaming for a full percent, 100 basis points downwards, decrease. And if they go less than that, then we could possibly see the US 30 drop. We could see all those drop.
Yeah.
And if it drops past, there's a specific price I'm looking for. And if it drops past that point, we're headed directly for a recession because it's just a higher cliff that we've jumped off of from last year. And once we start seeing sell-offs, sell-offs are going to be bread and butter if we're trading Forex. I cannot wait till the sell-offs happen.
Yeah, you know, and that's the best part, and that's where we chime in, and we're like, you know, for the people who are trading, and if you know what's going on and you know how to capitalize on what we're going through in our economy, you could be, you know, making a lot of money.
Yep.
You know, even though it sucks that we're heading into where we head to, but you know, it's just that time. You know, like we need to have a reset to our economy before we go back up.
Facts.
And that's what a lot of people are failing to see, because people want to assume that, you know, America is so great. You know, like I think like the basic average person probably knows that like we owe so much or we're in debt. You know, it's just, I feel like that's just like kind of like the whole, there's more to the cover up behind it, which they don't want to, you know, scare the people. But, you know, when reality starts to hit, it's going to be starting to hit. So,
yeah. Do you have any other questions that were on there?
Let's see. Does anyone have any more questions that you guys want to touch base on? Okay. What is your viewpoint on trading alone as opposed to having a mentor for a beginner? You want to answer that question?
I think having a mentor is the best thing that you can have. I mean, you don't want to take the hard route and learn all by yourself. And I can tell you the difference between yourself and me.
Yeah.
You took a harder route because you didn't have you.
Yeah.
I had you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
My journey has been possibly a lot simpler than what you probably had to go through. Right? So I would recommend, if anybody can get a mentor, you have somebody that you trust around you that trades Forex, definitely utilize that and you know, make it worth their time. You know, like that gives them confidence in themselves.
Yeah, you definitely want to have someone that has credibility. You know,
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, credibility. Someone that, you know, that could go through I cannot even speak right now. The trenches, you know, of, you know, making it very simple for you, making it very understanding. Should not be super complicated, but just know that it does apply, good amount of discipline and patience and understanding, right? And going through that, because there's a lot of people, they say that they're a mentor, but when I'm looking for a mentor, I'm looking for a person not because of the lifestyle. Like, a lot of people really get confused of the lifestyle, this and that. Just because a person is living a lifestyle, you don't know if that person has another venture, and he's making really great capital on that end. But is he really? Do you see him giving value, to the people? Do you see I wouldn't say withdrawals, because that does not conclude. That's none of people's business. But when do you have people that could speak, behalf of you? Oh yeah, this person is a great trader. I highly recommend. When there's no credibility or people that could hold accountable, those are the people that you want to be with. If that person does not have anything, that is not so-called a mentor, because a lot of people keep throwing the word mentor left and right, and it's just it's becoming so easy access to become one. But do they have those qualifications?
Right.
So I know for myself, okay, yo, Ray, I'm not gonna go and talk about that because I've been seeing that through all my whole timeline. It's been hysterical. But I could speak on behalf of with me, I was just hungry. I was hungry. I was tired of being that broke athlete. I said to myself, if I had to learn this by myself, go on YouTube's and apply all this, so what? So be it.
Right.
I'm not gonna let anyone determine my paycheck. If I'm looking for a skill set to really apply this and make this my main source of income and have the freedom that I have, why should I hold myself accountable for someone that's willing to take action on me?
Right.
So the way how I went about it is I journaled my own process. I went through my trial and errors, so I could make it so much easier for the average person that want to come in. So you're basically getting a good shortcut, but going through the process at the same time.
Right. Well, I found for myself that I didn't have a lot of. I had questions. I had a lot of questions, but the good thing is I was able to get answers. Those weren't going to go. Those weren't going to be questions that were going to go unanswered, because I could always chime in however it was, whether it was through text, face to face, whatever it was. That is kind of how I look going through school. You had teachers growing up, right? If you're an athlete, you have a trainer, right?
Yeah.
You also have people that you look to specifically in that sport.
Yeah.
That you can always go to as an actual mentor. So it's all through life that mentors are going to be, in whatever you need. There's always going to be a professional in what you need.
Yeah.
So to that person, if you have that opportunity, take advantage of it.
Yeah, if you have that person, go ahead. There's a lot of great traders that I know personally, I could speak behalf. Even people that I see that are really developing themselves, so if they have that credibility and that accountability, I'm pretty sure they'd be very transparent and tell you what it is, right? But just don't follow for the people that showing you or persuading you a lifestyle. With me, for the people that do know me, I don't really care for it. I really don't. I like to get the materialistic things. That's for myself. I'm not, gloating and showing this is what I'm buying, this and that. No, I'm the type of person that buys what I want to buy, and then, I could afford it. Cool. It's not hurting my pockets, make it again, in a day or two. But that is not the most, focal point of what people so-called call a mentor.
Right.
A mentor could be a person that could be just like you in your scenario, that grinds and that knows the stuff and that applies everything and has a credibility and is living a normal life. You won't even know that this person is making almost 8-9 figures at all.
Right.
You won't even know, because the way how that person holds himself accountable and being collected, that tells you everything. And then you watch how people, start talking to you. Start talking to you differently, and then you just all right, man, this person really knows the stuff. He's not the type of person that's gonna just take my money and run and show, hey, I'm a mentor all of a sudden, and you're like, what journey did you create?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So,
well, like Wayne said, man, real G's move in silence, like lasagna.
Yeah, you know.
So
that's what I like to do. You know, like everyone sees in my Instagram stories. Like I keep it simple. I go to the gym. I eat a lot of food. You know, I put that food into use. You know, I'm on the charts. You know, I'm reading self-development. And, you know, I stay out of trouble. I'm on my business, you know. Like, you know, I use social media probably as entertainment because the stuff that I see and what people post and problems what they throw out there. But I feel like now we're digressing and talking about about life.
Right.
But let's see. I think we have a few questions here that we kind of like just rambled on. Let's see. Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Yeah, you see my page, nothing but family, nothing but materialistic. Yeah, nothing at all. I completely respect that. Man, what broker did you mention in one of our last meetings that's similar to Hugo's? All right, so if you guys are looking for a new broker, it's kind of like a broker that I've been really testing it out. Damn, BTC just went to hell. Yeah, for the person that had that question about Ripple, I do see it all dropping its value. That does play in a role to, you know, heading into our recession that we're possibly will be going into. So if you guys are into trading cryptos, that's your token. And what was the last question? Yeah, I forgot. What was I gonna say? Completely just forgot. Wow. Oh yeah, so yeah, Ripple. So yeah, so that is where it's heading down to, and gold is going to be doing a complete opposite. So just know that if we're heading into a recession where gold is going to be very expensive to obtain, we're getting into a recession, so we're going to see that take off. See all like stock pairs, yen pairs drop its value. Damn, I'm saying too many golden nuggets right now.
Right? They need to sign up for Blue Cap
for
this.
Right?
Whoever's on that live that's not signed up, sign up.
Like it's, you know, just keep it very simple, knowing how the economy goes. Oh yeah, the broker, it's called Eagle FX. So it's similar to Hugo's Way. Has all the pairs that you want to trade with. So if you guys are tired of using like, you know, Hugo's or KOTFX, so eaglefx.com, you can type it up, it'll pop up. Then yeah, so, and I think we probably covered about talking about confidence and a little bit of digressing.
Hey, that's what podcasts are for.
Life, so
that's what podcasts are for. They're entertaining.
Yes, I definitely agree. I think September and October we're gonna be in consolidation.
We'll see. Maybe for the Forex pairs, but I think that there's going to be possibly a lot of movement with especially the indice pairs because earnings calls at the end of September.
Yeah, because the earnings calls are going to be really interesting, and we're in the third quarter.
Yep.
So we have 4 months left of this year.
Yep. That's crazy.
So if you guys are not grinding or finding an opportunity that's going to pay for you and your family, do not waste these 4 months that you have left, honestly. So it's game time.
Get on it. Don't be that person that wishes that you joined or at least learned the skill set when everybody else is, you know, affected by the recession.
Yeah.
I don't want people in that situation.
Nope.
Capitalize on it.
Nope. You know, as long as I could get my food and it'd be good, like, yeah.
Boom.
That's all that matters. So yeah, I think we're gonna call it a wrap.
Wrap it up.
Episode 8, and then stay tuned for episode 9. We're still trying to find a topic to discuss and talk about. So
we got a week to.
Yeah, we got a week. So pretty sure we'll put some value into this and dropping some nuggets. So if you guys have any personal questions that you guys want to DM me, feel free to shoot your shot, and I'll answer them as quickly as possible. Yeah, I know you're laughing, bro. All right. So that is it for episode 8.
Episode 8 in the bag.
So y'all stay tuned for next week. I think hopefully on Tuesday, and then we'll get episode 9 going in. And then I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I could answer any of you guys' questions. And then we'll
see you guys next week.
Baby, we live.
We out.